What is up, YouTube fam? How are y'all doing today? Today, guess what, man? We fixed the issue with the freaking rod knock scare. Ooh. But guess what, man? So after I fixed that problem, guess what? Something else popped up. I said, God dang, is this what we in for? Golly, man. This was a little wild because I planned to do a different video today, but I can't do that video because this issue just popped up out of nowhere. And it just had me concerned because it's like another vital part of the car was giving me weird stuff. So let me get inside the car, man, and then I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. So here we go, man. So I'm in the car. Okay, peep that. Are y'all seeing that? 65, 68, it's going up to 70 a little bit. Y'all see that though, right? This is a cold start. Now, if y'all remember before, when I had a cold start before, this thing pegged out, it had three dashes going all the way across because we were over 100 PSI. So now being over 100 PSI, that means that, you know, the car is warming up, the car is cold. But if you notice, as soon as I turned the car on, the first thing you saw was 45 PSI. That's even worse than what I have been seeing, because usually I see around 83, 85 PSI on first startup. Now, let me turn the car off real quick, man. All right. So now, like I told y'all, usually I see a higher oil pressure. Now, let me tell you what really made this like hit home for me real quick. So I was on my way to work one morning. You know, I get up early as heck to go to work in the morning. It'd be usually 4 o'clock in the morning. Usually I'm up at 3, but then I'm leaving to go to work at around 4 o'clock in the morning, man. So before I'm about to get on the freeway, I'm sitting at a stoplight, about to go under the underpass, you know, on my way to work. And, you know, like I say, I monitor everything and I'm looking at everything with the car. So I look at the oil pressure. I'm at idle. The car is basically, it's somewhat warmed up. Man, I started seeing 8 PSI and it started going 8 and 7, 8, 7, 9 PSI. At this point now, my ears are really like, oh, let me listen. Do I hear anything super crazy? You know what I'm saying? It sound like I hear hear the valve train as if I'm starving for oil or anything like that, but I'm not seeing anything else. I'm looking at my dam. I'm like, okay, but that ain't, not my dam, but I'm looking at my access port. But then again, I don't have anything on the access port that's really gonna tell me anything. So I'm looking at my oil temps and then the pressure's just dropping. Man, let me tell you, I turned around. I was like, man, I'm about to go back to the house. About to drop this thing off, man, and just go drive the truck. But then by the time I'm getting close to home, it started leveling out again. So it's like I'm at idle. I'm at a stop sign and then I'm seeing like 14, 13 PSI like I usually would see. You know what I mean? The oil in the car is not that old. It's like maybe 3,100 miles on this oil. So, and then I said, well, man, maybe let me check my oil level. So I checked the oil level. I pulled out the dipstick, man, and I'm like above full. I'm like right at full, right above that mark. And then I kind of grabbed the oil off of there and I rubbed between my fingers to see if it felt gritty or anything. Maybe it was dirty as hell and it's clogging up the little port where it catches that signal on the sensor. You don't see the oil pressure, but it's smooth. It don't smell funny. Everything is cool. I said, man, God dang. So brought it home and I was like, man, let me figure out how to troubleshoot this thing. So I first thing I did is I emailed AEM and I was like, hey, I'm having this and this issue. We just installed the thing. It ain't really been on there like, maybe what, 3-4 months maybe. So when I emailed him, AEM emailed me back super fast. His name was Anthony, and he got back to me and he sent me some stuff that they used to troubleshoot after he got the model number and all that stuff. And I told him what I had. So he sent me back some stuff. So now let's go to the engine bay. Let me tell y'all what we're gonna check real quick. All right, so in part of the instructions, he said that he gave me 2 things that I need to test. And, for that, we're going to have to grab a meter. All right, this is going to be kind of hard to do because I can't really hold the camera because I need both my hands. So now this is the oil pressure sensor right here. So what we're going to have to do is we need to peel this back. It's just like a little rubber grommet. So I got like a little scribe to dig up underneath this thing and pull it out. Let's see. If I can get in here without blocking or hitting the camera and knocking it down in here. Okay, so now, shoot. All right, so there. Now you pull this little rubber grommet back, and it's pretty much, it just protects the wire. So right now we got the backs. There's 3 wires here. There's a black wire, red, and a green wire. So now, from what he sent me for testing, you got to get you got to do it with your key in the ignition in the on position. So the car has to be off, but the ignition in the on position. Once you do that, then he wants you to test the what voltages that I'm getting between the black. Hold on, let me get my thing right here. My scribe. Okay, so we need to get the voltages between the red and the black wire. And then we got to get voltages between the green and the black wire. All right. So, but to do that, we have to turn the key into the on position. So once we do that, then we get the voltages. And then at that point, when we look at the voltages, we need to look and see what we're getting on the, we'll see what it shows on the actual gauge. So let me grab my meter real quick. And now I'm going to see what I did is I got two paper clips and I kind of bent them on there, and I got the alligator tips on there on my meter. So from there, I'm going to find the back of this wire right here. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can get another light. Okay, there we go. All right, so here, it's kind of hard for you guys to get you guys to see in there, but I'm sticking the end of that plug. Matter of fact, let me go turn the car on first. Put the car in the on position. All right, so we're on, and then I got the one prong in the red wire, and then I got to fit this other one down here with the black wire. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, you know what, man? Let me sit y'all back, man, because I can't get in here. The camera's in the way, and I can't see it. Now I can get it. I can see. So now I'm touching that one and touching this one. All right, so I got it on DC volts. Tripping. It's showing negative on there because I got the leads, swapped, but it doesn't really matter. So I got the voltage meter on DC volts, and I'm seeing 5 volts between the black and the red wire. Okay, so now what he told me is on the black wire, you should be getting anywhere from 4.9 to 5 volts. If you're getting that, you're in good shape there. So now let me set this camera up again. God dog it. All right, so now we're gonna need to figure out the voltage between the the black and the green wire. So let me find that one again. There and there, and I'm getting 0.3 volts. So show y'all that. See there? I'm getting 0.3 volts off the black and the green wire. Now, what I'm seeing on here is that that's what it's showing me. It's showing me the 3 dots right there on the meter. So let me turn this off. All right, fam, so that's what we got. So now on the black and green wire, he said I should see at the lowest point, it should be 0.47 to 0.53 volts. And as you've seen, we got 0.3 volts. So now what do those things mean? That's all. It's almost like it's a reference voltage to make sure that you're getting the right signal on the right amount of power on those two lines on that circuit. So on the green and black wire, we should be seeing that. And what the green and the black wire is going to say, because I'm just trying to read what he said me. He said that this would indicate and should read 0 on the gauge, which we're not seeing 0. We got the 3 dots going all the way across. So, and when that reading in volts, it on the gauge, it has a 3% margin of error. So you have 3% margin of error there. So right now, the fact that we're that low means that the sensor's bad. So I sent him back that information on the voltages that I got, because mine, it varies between 4.9999 and 5 volts, which is good. Perfect. But the other one, I only got the 0.300 volts. So that means, you know, the sensor is bad. So I sent him that information, and what he told me was that, you know, the sensor is bad, so they're going to warranty the sensor, which again, excellent customer service, man. I really appreciate that. They're gonna send me a new sensor, but before they can send me the new sensor, I have to destroy the one that I have. So, and that I told him, I said, say, man, I said, if I destroy this sensor, you know, which means I'm thinking, you know, take it out of there and then destroy it, I can't drive, you know what I mean? But he was like, no, he said it should be sufficient to just break the end of the sensor. So before they I know they're doing it because they want to make sure that I'm just not trying to get an extra sensor or something like that, which I'm not. But it is what it is. It's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get like and I got to record it. So I'm gonna record this on my tablet that I'm, you know, destroying it, give it a little short video. And then I'm gonna send a snippet of that video to them, to their warranty department. They're going to assess that. They're going to see that. And then what they're going to do after that is they're going to mail me out a new sensor. So it's going to be a few days or something like that before I get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this thing and record that process on my tablet. And then at that point, I'll be waiting on another one to come in. So what's going to happen is we're going to wind up talking again in a few days. And then whenever that sensor comes in, we're going to throw it in the car. And then we're going to see if we get a difference in change, you know, a change in what's going on. You know, make sure that we did fix the problem. But right now it's looking like the sensor failed on here. You know, it shouldn't be anything major. Now, another thing that I did just in case is I ordered me another tool to use. And you know what? I might just use it anyway. I'm not going to do it yet until the sensor comes. When the sensor comes, when I have to take this one out, I got a new tool. Matter of fact, let me show y'all what I got. I got an oil pressure gauge. So this thing is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So, matter of fact, let me show you what this is, dog. Oh, man. Okay, so this is what it is. And basically, it comes in all different sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it comes with 10 different sizes and fittings you need to put in any little oil port. You screw it in. It's got an O-ring on it to keep anything from leaking. And then it has quick disconnect fittings, so I can connect the fitting here. It's got my pressure gauge right here, and then I can kind of verify what type of pressures that I'm getting. So what I'm going to do whenever the sensor comes in and we shoot that part of the video, I want to see how much pressure this thing is getting on a cold startup, because, you know, it goes over 100 PSI. And I'm hearing, you know, from what I understand, it's supposed to be like 120 or something like that. So I kind of want to try this thing out, test it out and see how it works. It even comes with some spare O-rings if you need them, which is really cool. All right, so we're going to probably do that whenever that sensor comes in. So whenever that sensor comes in, you know, it's going to be seconds for y'all, but it's going to be quite a few days for me. But we'll turn the video back on, and then we'll do all of this stuff and see what we got. Yeah, before I shut it down for the day, this is what it looks like. I kind of got like got this here wrench, grabbed on there, and I just twisted on it and broke the connector. So I sent Anthony a picture of that. I tried to send a video, but man, the file is too big to send to him. So that should be good enough. I can't really use the sensor anymore because there ain't no way to connect to it. But that should be it, man. So now all I got to do now is wait on the reply back from him to see, you know, make sure that what I did was good enough. If it's not, I'll let you guys know. But other than that should be good enough, man. I can't use the thing. That's where we at. So I'll see y'all in, I don't know, man, 3 or 4 days, or ever how long it takes for that the new replacement to come in, and then we'll go from there. So see y'all in a few.
2,000 years later.
What's going on, fam? Today, man, let me tell you the story, dog. So this is pretty much 7 days later. It's kind of crazy. And it's only that way because now I don't want to be bashing. Usually UPS does an excellent job. So this one particular time, my regular delivery driver for UPS, he wasn't there. So we got a substitute, and the substitute was trash. Absolute trash. Because, dude, this cat comes to the door and then walks away. Then comes back and do a little cheesy knock. And knowing there's a whole doorbell there with a camera, which was actually recording. So I got the whole thing recorded. Knocked on the door with 3 little measly knocks and walked away. And next thing you know, I get him out. Before I can even get to the door, this cat is gone. And I'm like, oh, man. And then I get a message saying, tried to deliver, but I wasn't at home. I'm like, God dog it, man. So then I had to chase that down for a couple of days, and God dog it, man. But anyway, I do have the replacement part. Here it is right here. They sent this, and they also sent, you know, another connector, but I don't think I need this, but I can see one day this might come in handy, so I will keep this to the side. But they did cover the issue under warranty, so now all we got to do is just put this new sensor on, and we'll see if that fixes our problem. But before we do that, I'm very curious as to what the oil pressure is, because you know that pressure gauge only goes to 100 psi. I'm kind of curious as to what the oil pressure will be, you know, on a cold start. You know, just for my own knowledge, and I kind of want you guys to see it as well. Fit into the port that I needed to fit onto, that's connected to the front of the motor for the oil pressure sensor. So I'm gonna take this old one off, the broken pressure sensor, and I'm gonna see if I can screw this on there. Now, screwing this on there, it also has a quick disconnect fitting on there, so that it just, if I can get it on there, there we go. Oh, no, it spit it out. And there we go. So now that's on there, and that'll pretty much fit on there, and then I'll be able to see whatever readings that I get on this thing right here. All right, y'all. All right, so I pretty much got a deep socket, an inch deep socket, and you got to hold this little bracket right here, this little splitter here. And let me pop this off of there. That should be good right there. Just trying to get in there with a regular wrench is not working. Should be able to get this by hand the rest of the way. All right, we got them off of there. So now it's time to figure out which one of those little fittings will fit on here. So I'm gonna try the size 3. I think that's the closest one to this that may fit. So let's see. And yes, it does. That screws on there. So let me try and get me some Teflon tape on here. All right, y'all. So let me open up this door and let's see that. Let's try this out real quick. So I got it all hooked up. Put a little Teflon tape on there. Connected the quick disconnect fitting on there. So hopefully we don't get no bunch of oil spray on there. It should be fine, but we're gonna see. Got to be ready to shut the car off, but I'm gonna see what type of pressures we looking at. All right, let's turn this thing on. All right, so looking at this, we're looking at about 110 psi. It's not leaking no oil, so we're doing good, but there it is, 110. Okay. Well, I seen what I needed to see. Let me turn this thing off. Looking at it, see, just cutting it on and cutting it off, and it holds it. So let me show you guys this thing. So right there, it holds the pressure that it had in there. So that's what it is. 110 psi. You know, you use this is the release, so you can release that. Oh. And you probably shouldn't do that like that because it just squirted oil everywhere. Hold on, let me clean this stuff up and I'll turn y'all back on. All right. So there you go. I will link that tool in the description box if you guys are interested in getting it, just in case you weren't sure, you wanted to check your oil pressure. You can use this tool in there, and the size for, well, this is because I have an adapter on there to make it work with the Killer B Y fitting for that oil pressure gauge. It's the number 3. So that's that's what screws in there. But this is what I used last time, the Permatech thread sealant for high temperature. So that's what I got this for. So I'm gonna put this on here, and then I'm gonna let it cure overnight, and then get back up in the morning. We'll cut it on, try it out, and we'll see if this resolves our problem. But I'm pretty sure it will, because the readings that we were getting on this old sensor wasn't up to what, it wasn't to the spec that they told me it's supposed to be at. So put that all over it, so we get a good seal. And I want to make sure I don't get it on this corner, because I don't want none of this getting inside of this, where this orifice is. so we don't get any clogs up and then we think something is wrong and it's not really wrong, it just got clogged up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. So here we go. All right, so I got it as far as I can go there. From there, I use the socket and hold the bottom and get this thing on there as good as I can. Good old trusted deep socket here. Like I said, we don't want to go too tight with this thing. All right. So there we are. If I see any leaks, I can always tighten it up a few turns, but y'all seen how many times I turned it. So now, plug this Betty in. And then there we go. We should be good to go now. So now all I'm gonna do now is give it some time to cure. I'm just gonna let it cure overnight because I just, I don't wanna pop no pressure through it with it still wet like that. And then we'll turn it on in the morning and then we'll see where we're at. All right, y'all, what's happening? Good morning. It is the next day. And I gotta tell you, man, it's been a long week. Now, what I didn't tell y'all yesterday is when I started that video yesterday, I had just got home from work. Supposed to be my day off, but I worked anyway because I had an interview, yesterday. And if y'all check out the Instagram, y'all see that I posted a pic on there saying that, basically the interview went pretty well. So everybody who commented on that, man, thank y'all, man. Appreciate you, dog. So right now, it's a waiting game right now. But I gave that liquid sealant some time to kind of cure a little bit, even though I know it's still a little bit tacky. I think it should be fine. Like I said, I gave it quite a few hours, more like 20 hours to cure a little bit. So we should be good to go. So now, time for the moment of truth. Start the car and let's see if this fixed our problem or not. All right. Well, at least right now, we already see, remember before when I turned the car on, we only saw the 3 dots. We didn't see 0 PSI, so we are good there. So let's go. Well, we are there. That's what we should see. But let's go check and see if we got any leaks. In fact, and we looking good, On initial startup on these FA20 motors, you're gonna see about 110 PSI, 110, 112 PSI on first startup. There we go. Yeah. Problem is resolved, because right now, see that we're seeing little blips of 100 PSI, that means it's coming down. And as y'all can see, if you look at the dash right here, there are my RPMs. I'm still at about 1,500, so it's starting to come down. As soon as it gets down to 1,000, I should be seeing 100 PSI on there. So yeah, it's really starting to come down now. There we go. Oh yeah, we in the mix, baby. All right, as we seeing now, we getting down to like 1,000 RPMs. Yeah, you see we came down right there. And see, we had that pressure. That's our oil temp right there. And then our coolant temp is that right there. So yeah, we good. It's still kind of coming down. It's coming down pretty fast, but that's exactly what it should be doing. All right, y'all. So like I was saying, with the information that they gave me, helped me really kind of narrow down the fact that the sensor was the problem. But then again, I knew it wasn't nothing too major, just for the simple fact that if you have an actual issue with oil pressure in the car, if you mash the gas and the pressure doesn't go up at all, you definitely have a problem with oil pressure. Stop driving. But to have an oil pressure gauge and it's not, and you keep an eye on that sort of stuff and it's not showing you what it usually shows you, that's why you got to pay attention to your car. It let me know that there was a problem, and really, let me come back and turn the car off and let me figure out what it is. But if this was something major, just having that alone would have saved my car, would have saved the engine. But like I said, I figured that was good information. I know we've been having back-to-back stuff happening. Hopefully we good now, so now I can move on to the next thing that I really want to get put on the car, because I'm ready for it. It's starting to get hot. But that's it, man. I'm hopefully that information helps you guys out. And you know, those testing procedures and what you got to do it. It's not that difficult, man. Get your meter and follow the steps that we did earlier, and you'll be good to go. So man, thank y'all. If y'all made it this far into the video, man, appreciate y'all. And again, I hope this information helps somebody out. And I want to make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit all so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, my big dogs, peace.